Et
Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Cher cousin, je l'aimais la cousine. Moi j'ai faim, moi du vin, ça pas coûté rien. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? J'ai tout couchon, j'ai tout lapin, et j'ai mangé plein. J'ai fait un bon moment, j'ai trop, et ça fait moi malade. Le jour où j'ai comme bouillon poisson, et gonflé comme un ballon. Et roulé, comme un grand couchon. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, chérie, comment ça va?
Well. That took longer than I had planned. I was fixing myself a delicious and delectable beverage. It's been a while, hasn't it, friends? Romans, countrymen. I would like to thank all and sundry. This is that show that you love so much. That show that you crave so much.
You gotta get some arms in there.
And that
Can you get like
wow.
like arm PNGs that just like go up from the so it looks like you have super.
Sorry,
super
let me.
long arms.
I won't reveal the boys until this has been. I won't reveal the boys till this has been made. Sorry, I undeafened myself and forgot to unmute myself. So we got Henry asking for arms. Welcome all to Surf and Turf Trials and Tribulations. Turf thicker than water. How the hell are y'all doing?
Too long of a name, right?
Oh yeah, no, I fucked myself over in several ways with this arc, and they are the following. One, it is specifically time dependent, in that like I know some set outcomes out of both situation.
Yeah.
And that's fun. Also, there's still a Christmas special happening after this.
Yeah.
Which,
Could have done that better.
Could have done that better. What
Here,
else? What else?
Reese,
What else?
use this, and then just like put it behind them,
Now,
Yeah.
or just like crop it.
I was gonna do something else.
we're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna wait for some more people to trickle in. But,
Trust me on this.
there's gonna be a lot of previously on for this one. Henry, as our note taker around these parts, do you want to give us a little recap of Surf and Turf, the story so far?
Yes.
Type.
Hold on.
Type.
Get the wiki over.
Okay. 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 Let me recap. Are we recapping this arc or from the beginning of the podcast?
I mean,
Okay.
maybe in short from the beginning of the podcast, but
Can you just put them behind those hands and scale them up just a little
and
bit?
welcome to Surf and Turf. Oh my god! It looks like you're wearing like one of those classic sleeveless hoodies. Yeah. The tops
Looks
of
like
your
your
shoulders
arms
is
are
the
pretty
same
small.
color as the top of your head. Wow. Lots good with this one. But yeah, Henry, tell us a little bit about Surf and Turf.
Okay, yeah. So we got Kevin, we got Trent. It's been a while between episodes. We've got Do you like my new
Kevin.
camera angle? It's very
about-
hand focused.
It's about
Oh, wow.
Kevin. It's about Ratburn. We do Trent. We do Vern.
Yeah, and Vernon is the other one. And we're not hearing from all of them today.
No, we're not.
So let me finish.
So sorry, Mr. Hoffman, sir.
So far in this arc, we've had Kevin and Trent are in heaven.
Yep.
Yep. They're sort of pleading Trent's case.
I guess, yeah.
Sort of.
Sort
I mean,
of.
not really.
They're trying.
Not successfully. It doesn't have to be successfully. I never said it. I never said it was successfully.
Stop putting words in my mouth, actually.
So then we had Vernon went to Northern California to where he encountered Cooper. Last name, an Australian man in a tender sexual relationship with a certain Mr. Backstabber, aka Ratburn.
Unfortunately,
It's true.
It's really
Max's best
unfortunately
character.
canon. Thank you.
And
Anytime you want me to take over, let me know, Henry.
my new character, Milton FP Brackett. Forgot that was his full name. Who's kind of a vampire ish.
Ish.
At this point, if you don't already know what's going on, just wait until the next arc starts, is my advice for the recap.
Yeah, this one, it's got to be one of the toughest to... What's going on, Reese?
Give him arms.
So friend of the stream and music moderator Amber, an ex-demon of hell and kind of adventurer and not do gooder, not do badder, kind of a do mediumer here on Earth, has lost her boyfriend Trent Cotry, little boy, empathetic little shitbag, and catalyst to the stars, has been taken into the depths and bowels of heaven for more like shipping and processing than like being tried as a criminal. But Amber fears for this little boy's life, so she has put together whoa, man's got so many arms and so many hands. She fears for her boyfriend's life, so she has put together a crack team of Vernon Roberts, local vampire / businessman / business school teacher / crocheter.
Whoops.
We're back.
Off to a historic start. Reese thinks that if he's not on the call, the stream's not happening. So he just wanted to pause so I had time to
I was
collect
trying
my
to
thoughts.
pop out the screen on Discord and I accidentally hit disconnect instead.
Really good stuff. Amber and Vernon found a pilot and daredevil that could get them across the country / world to Ingevanden, Denmark, the last known location of Vernon's parents' famous vampire duo, sorceress and fighter supreme Ellis and Lowry Roberts. On the way, they picked up vampire expert and generally disliked man Milton, where they got on a very, very long plane ride that took a very long time. On this plane ride,
Took 4 episodes, if I remember
it took
correctly.
4 to 6 episodes, if I'm crunching the numbers correctly here. Well, with the amount of times that we had to restart that one stream, it's not actually that. It's really not that inaccurate. On the way there, they were visited by friend of the stream and angelic mediumer Kevin, which was odd, as Kevin was last known to be in heaven. Kevin gave Vernon some garlic pasta, said some cryptic and strange stuff, and then kind of nonchalantly began being fought by our party, where Cooper opened a window on this airplane, sucking Kevin, the angel, and Vernon, the vampire, out. Now, as you might know, vampires able to not fly, usually. Some can turn into bats, not our Vernon. But he was mysteriously saved and brought back onto the airplane with nothing but the smell of brimstone and a note saying it was very nice to meet him and that he's excited that this person is excited to meet you again, Vernon. Amber seemed ticked off about this, saying that they had saying that she had wasted something that she could only do once, and then muttered to herself something and went back to sleep. You made it to Ingevanden, where you rambled your ways down the dark cobbled streets, and with Milton's local expertise and Vernon's ear for vampiric jazz, you found a local hip and happening spot for young and old vampires alike, a jazz club called... I can't remember if I gave it a name last time. Let's call it Jason's Veins. Now, Jason's Veins is a dark, dimly lit jazz hall. There's smoke in the air. There's blood vapor in the air, do we want to say? Kind of like you're like vaping blood.
Like a blood hookah?
Like a blood hookah or a blood humidifier, I think. A little bit of both. So you're getting a lot of splashback on it. It's making the lighting really nice. Everything's really sticky. And just as you walked in, you saw that there was a big old commotion, and a tall, hunky, strawberry blonde, young-looking vampire jumped over the bar and pulled out the still kind of greasing heart of a ghoul with a big ol' frickin' knife, turned to Vernon and said, "Oh, well, that makes sense. Hello, Vernon, and welcome to Ingevanden." And that's how we ended off that session, like a fucking month ago.
Yeah, maybe more.
Did I miss anything? Do you guys have any pertinent information you think that the threes of viewers at home are going to be missing out on?
I would like to issue a formal correction on behalf of Measly Media. You briefly said that Ingevanden was in Denmark. We are, in fact, in the Netherlands.
That's very fair.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to just say that I have information that could lead to the capture of Osama bin Laden.
I have some good...
That's pretty sweet.
I have some good and bad news for you.
Really?
Yeah. Which would you like first?
Let's do it after the stream.
Oh, yeah. God, the suspense must be killing you. Okay, so it is Amber, Vernon, Milton, Cooper, and no one else came with you, right? Yeah. All in this bar, which we're calling Jason's Veins. And the commotion is calmed down. It's a vampire bar. Let me put on some. I'll just put on the fucking nothing in particular. Everyday music. That's jazz.
We don't have a ton of music cues.
We don't have a ton of music cues. Very specifically, not. I believe last stream I described it as like Finnish and Urdu melodies over that swung jazz beat.
Right.
So if you can chuck that together for me before the end of the stream, Henry, that would be great.
Yeah, no problem.
What you eating, Reese?
I'm actually creating the unstable box on my character sheet, because I forgot about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. So I'm gonna say that as this commotion has died down, it's still a very hip happening joint. You see, there's a large, what appears to be a big birthday party in the corner of the room, and they're making very loud, rude song suggestions to the band, who are kind of taking it in stride and playing their vampire trumpets and vampire violins. You guys are, I'm gonna say, probably in a booth. Does that sound copacetic to you?
Yep.
Like copacetic.
That's good. Nice, man.
Nice.
I like that. It's your server.
More like copacetic.
Cooper, by the minute, I like you more. That's Amber. That's Amber, by the way.
God, I gotta get into character as Milton. I gotta remember what he's like.
Sorry, is that very hard for you, Henry? Name one
Hey.
difference.
Hey,
Oh.
come on now. Kevin is me playing myself.
God. You're in this booth, and your dad is he's drinking a big old glass of brownish red liquid with a red ice cube in it. They're vampires. If you hadn't if you hadn't clocked in on that yet. They really lean in on the imagery hard here in Jason's Veins. It's like, oh god. So this is just a sidebar. Vernon has thrown at me a character who was born in Wales. Born in Wales in like the 1600s, then moved to the United States pre-1800s to become a cowboy, and now lives in Denmark.
And let's hear what his accent
Yeah,
sounds like.
right?
Bleh! I want to suck your blood. Imagine it's something like that,
Oh my
probably.
god, okay. No, I have to really... Oh wait, no, I know what I have to do.
I'd love if Max had that joke lined up and you just like totally ruined it.
Yeah, imagine. No, I didn't.
No.
I'm better. Where's my,
Should we do like a mini game while Max is setting up?
yeah, please.
Alright, try and guess how many bats are on Henry's screen without counting. Quick.
16.
I'm gonna say like stop. No, I don't know.
You're not even gonna guess? This was your idea.
This is a bad idea. They should fire whoever came up with this idea.
Sorry, what did I
Alright,
miss?
let's count them up.
What?
That helps.
Did I...
Shit.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
4, 5,
Have
6,
I lost control of the
8,
podcast
9,
again?
10, 11, 12, yeah. 13,
Sorry, we're
14,
counting
15,
bats.
16. Oh my god, there are 16. I was spot on.
Oh, wow.
Henry, you get +1 to use magic.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
But not
Don't have a
Milton.
pencil, sir.
So this is gonna suck for me. Okay.
Oh no.
So yeah. Oh, fuck. So Ellis Roberts sits down at this table. He's like, "Sorry, I was in the bathroom. Vernon, what brings you to Ingolvanden?"
Well, she came here to find Mother there. Do you know where she might be about?
Sorry, I'm changing my hat.
Milton is flagging down a waiter. Are there waiters at this, or is this just a bar situation?
There's a young ghoul. He's a fresh-faced, tight-bearded ghoul. Who you can wave over if you'd like.
Yeah, I wave him over. Yeah, can I get a milk?
I mean, yeah, the ghoul goes back to the bar.
Alright,
Puts a milk
perfect.
down on the table and just kind of stands there expectantly.
Oh, I'm supposed to go get it?
No, he puts it down at your table, but he stands.
Oh,
there,
at my
he
table.
Stands next to you expectantly.
Do I tip him? Or
It would
what
be,
is...
It would be customary to tip the ghoul.
Okay. I guess I take a coin out of my pocket and I fumble it, trying to hand it to the ghoul.
Roll act under pressure.
To fumble it?
Yeah.
What happens if I fail? I do it properly. All right, there we go. First roll of the day. First roll of the season.
Most impactful. That must be true.
6. Oh no, wait, sorry, 9.
You look a little foolish, like you almost spill your milk. And don't cry. But the ghoul gets the big doubloon that you pull out of your pocket, and it scuttles away behind the bar and starts spit polishing glasses. I can't. I'm trying to like keep too many things in my head at once. Ellis Roberts, big vampire man, goes, yes, your mother and I are still living in town. It's nothing.
Anyone ever told you sound like Elon Musk?
Elon Musk actually sounds like me.
Oh, that makes
It
sense.
would make sense.
He's also probably like not super big yet, right? What year is it?
No, he's still
It's-
quite tall.
Okay, great.
Vernon, I would apologize for my lack of contact with you over the past 40 years. It was simply not advantageous for me to keep you in my life. Have you been doing
That's
well?
what my dad said as well.
He was a good vampire
yes,
then.
Yes, that pretty understandable. Yes, I think things have been going all right. I'd say it's been interesting times, but I'm still around, so I think that's really all that matters at this point.
And have you been keeping up with your horse riding? I am kidding, of course. I know you live in California.
Yes.
Jokes aplenty. Who are your friends here? Why did you bring this human into this vampire bar? Is this a gift for me and your mother?
Not exactly. No, unfortunately not. No, we kind of we needed this one. This one's actually sort of useful to
I'm actually not. You know what? I'm reassessing the situation. I think it might be better if I sit this one out.
No, I was referring to the hot young Australian boy.
Ah,
Right, you on, mate.
No, I can.
I've got a.
Is that a steak in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I've got something full of blood down here. You can suck, mate.
That's quite crass. I'd like to withdraw any of my further talkings. Also, you smell quite a bit like brine. Your arms changed there. I saw that.
this is not how I expected Vernon's dad to be like.
What do you mean?
Sorry, was that loud?
It's quite.
It's not. This is not what I normally sound like. This is a Kevin thing, Max. You're not allowed to do this.
No, I know. And I'm just like,
You're not allowed.
yeah, hi, Ellis. I've met Lowry a while ago. Good news and bad news. Good news is you will be owed a boon by an ex-demon. Bad news is I'm gonna need some help getting into heaven again, like real quick, and probably gonna be taking your good son, the vampire. I don't know, possibly the Australian guy. Milton, what's your thing? Do you want to come to heaven? There's a lot to read about there, probably. No one's written about it before.
Oh well, that is enticing. Is it gonna be dangerous or?
Oh, unbelievably, yes. That's hence me trying to get there really quick to save my boyfriend from, if not boredom, then I don't know, being killed by like boss babies or whatever.
Well, I suppose
What shit movie that was.
Facts, man. She daps you up.
Yeah, I suppose I'm already in
You're in pretty deep.
Netherlands.
Yeah. Like.
So I mean, I don't really have a ride home, regardless. I don't really want to buy a plane ticket. I don't have that much cash on me, so.
Yeah. Also,
I
a lot
guess,
of
yeah,
books
I'll
you gotta
come-
move, huh?
Come on. What's that?
A lot of books you want to move. You should really hope that Cooper's heading back to like North America after this.
I mean, I hope. Are you like as opposed to dying in heaven? Can you die in heaven? But by the way, how does that work out?
Yes, very
Okay.
much so. And I will say it's a very efficient way to like
Streamline the process.
streamline the whole process, right? How
You die
familiar
in heaven. You die in real life.
Vernon, you and I have talked about this at length over the past couple weeks, but how familiar are you, Cooper, and Milton? I almost called you Bradley. That's your middle name. How familiar are you, Cooper and Milton, with the whole kind of like heaven, hell, dying process. And
I've never died before.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Nice. I love this guy.
Thank you.
Damn, I thought I had a move called Flirting with Death, but it's called Flirting with
It's
Disaster.
called Flirting with Dad. Yeah. Sorry, I get a +1 to use magic now. I mean, fucking quick and dirty of it. Your soul's kind of like a fish, always trying to, salmon do their thing, swimming upstream.
Laying eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of your thing your entire life. Is your your soul kind of its goal, nice, is to like do well and be seen and judged as like devout. And then you'll get to heaven. And if you do real poorly, you will fall all the way down to hell. And life's kind of what's in the middle. And you can be like reincarnated in the middle of that process, I guess. I was more on the stopping souls from getting to heaven thing. So the exact, specifications that need to be, God, Milton, Henry, you look terrifying right now. The exact specifications that need to be met are a little vague. And Alice goes, I would concur with most of that, except sometimes your soul can be trapped at certain stages of things, such as when you become a vampire sometimes.
Good to know. I'm taking notes.
I'm very glad to. I'm glad you found yourself a studious lot, Vernon. I hope you are writing things down more.
What is it you want from? Sorry to intrude. You want your son to be like riding horses and taking notes?
I'd like him to be a bit of a studious cowboy.
Okay.
To put
That's
it into 2 words.
admirable, I guess.
Yeah, respectful of his fellow man, just drinking of their blood,
I've been doing a bit of that, yes.
rootin',
I guess.
tootin'.
Shootin'. I will say I think I've been a little lacking on the whole cowboy part. If you'll forgive me, Father. It's
Vernon, you should tell him about your gun.
I guess I have been doing some shooting.
Ha! Very good. You're not working with that pissant coal mining, natural born shit ass vampire still, are you? Pardon my French, boys. I don't like the man.
Vernon, do you know who he's talking about?
Not exactly.
Darren fucking Montague.
Oh. No, I don't worry. I've been staying clear of him for a
If you ever
for a
see
while.
him riding a horse and it's gray, that's my fucking horse.
Is that the guy that we? And this is out of character.
That's
can
the guy
know
you
more
scared.
than
That's the guy that you scared at that bar. Yeah.
Okay,
Darren Montague was an old vampiric kind of second. He was kind of like a Laurel to Vernon's Hardy.
Okay.
And time period appropriate actually. And he kind of came into town looking to start a ruckus and was kind of spooked off, and you guys haven't seen him since. You saw him disappear into this mysterious alleyway post Surf and Turf team building, Daniel T's birthday bash. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Gross.
R.I.P.
Well, if you want to speak to Ellis, she's back at what's it called? She's back at the tannery. We can take the van.
I would love to meet your wife.
Weird. Cool. She's a nice lady.
So that's just
Not very sure about this Milton guy, Chris. Or sorry, I always wanted to call you Chris, but your mother insisted we call you Vernon.
Oh, well. Freudian slip, yes. No, no. Milton, he can be a little interesting at times, but he gets the job done.
And Milton, you can't hear this. But I'm sure he will be useful. And then he slams his drink on the table, walks up to the band, puts a crisp $5 bill in the bucket, or the currency of Netherlands. I don't know, francs? Probably not.
say probably not. Probably euros, right?
It's gotta be euros. He puts a crisp 20 euro note, inflation's a bitch, into the bucket and walks outside. Do y'all follow suit?
Yeah, I slam the rest of my milk.
Now,
Do I have to roll for that?
is Milton lactose intolerant?
Yes.
Good to know. Okay,
No,
negative-
well, I'm gonna say no. I don't think he would order milk at a bar if he was lactose intolerant.
No, we ordered a White Russian because he's cool. That's oh man, what an unappealing drink. Anyways, to me, is there more to it than just vodka and milk?
It's vodka,
heavy
cream,
cream.
and Kahlua.
Oh, okay.
It's honestly, it sounds
It's good.
gross, but it's like a frappuccino basically.
Oh, you know what? That
But
does
I'll-
sound nice. Anyways, jazz scene done. This is just where the man happened to be.
Alright.
He's still carrying a really, really big knife.
I'll
and then
change
you
my music.
Then you see him kind of wet his fingers with his tongue, and he kind of snuffs out the tip of the blade, and it turns into a big candle in his hand that appears to have been burnt a little bit. So that's just a fun.
Okay,
fun
nice.
little bit of flavor for you guys. You guys clamber into this like pretty heavy duty
Juicy.
panel van heading towards with what is it called? Oh yeah, it's in language, but it says Robert's Tannery on the side of it. In do they speak?
Dutch.
Do they speak? Yeah, it's Dutch. Thank
I
you.
think it's Dutch,
Thank
yeah.
you. Fuck. I was gonna say Danish. That's a.
So it says Rupert's Tunery.
Come on with that. You all scream out into the night. Not a lot of people driving in Ingevanden tonight. There's a lot of very clearly and very poorly disguised vampires walking down the streets. Vernon, I'm guessing that you're in shotgun. It's like, yes, they've got.
And he's got a shotgun.
That's really good. Oh yeah, and Milton's carrying a really heavy bag of books and weapons. Yes, Vernon, they've gotten much worse at hiding themselves. There's not been many vampire hunters in this part of the world in the last couple centuries, and that is why I've come here. And this is less so exposition and more so me complaining that people don't know how to dress like modern folk. I'm kind of losing the accent, if you couldn't tell. You are...
You know, I don't know if you ever really had it that solidly, so don't worry about it. It's the Kevin approach.
Nice. That's also going to be the name of your memoir. You're screaming down these brick-laid back alleys, and you see a storefront that you recognize, Vernon, from about like a month ago when you were scrying to try to find the location of your parents. You do remember that vision ended. You were kind of viewing things from your father's perspective, and he did say that he noticed that you were scrying. That scrying did end with seemingly like them getting attacked in the basement of this area. So you know that's just something that's kind of on your mind, and you see that the lights are on in the front of this very kind of comfortable, well laid out. It's an old-fashioned building. Can you go through the front door? The front doorbell tingles. That was your cue for a little sound effect. Anybody? But you know
But
what?
maybe you should gonna play one.
Nice. Imagine me coming prepared with the sound effects, and also even if I played one, you wouldn't be able to hear it.
That's true.
And you see a very comfortable, very well laid out storefront. There's a lot of like leather jackets. There's a lot of upholstery. You also see like some cow-based meat products in a cooler, sausage style. Sausage Fest? No,
Okay.
Sausage Party. That's the film. No, that's a film, Amber says. And you all go into the back, and you see a kind of mid-height, also very young-looking woman, a lot of hair, all kind of tied back, and she appears to be working on a very large swath of animal hide. She goes, "Oh, hello, Vernon. Welcome to the tent." No, she's like, Howdy, Vern.
Well,
Hello, mother. It's been a little while.
It was a choice, yeah.
sorry, was this who's talking?
I realized that I immediately lost the voice. Yeah, it was a choice to just have it be so long. We wanted you to grow your own wings. You know, 80 is such a troubling time for a young vampire that we didn't want you to feel stifled by your old rents, and also we had very important things to do. So what the I was filled in by y'all's friend. I know the situation that's going on, and I'm ready to go when y'all are.
Just go right now.
Yeah, the blonde guy told me the whole situation. You guys want to get into heaven?
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait. Who told you about
The angel guy, Kevin.
Uh,
Sorry, this is Amber speaking, I guess. That there angel, Kevin, the man in the slacks and the slightly loud business casual shirt. Yeah, he swung by.
Interesting.
that that could be problematic.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
that
well, I mean,
does-
it's. I think I was gonna say you guys have an angel. How is he not the one getting y'all into heaven? Well, well, Ellis, we don't know, or well, Lowry, we don't know what their what their situation is. We shouldn't assume.
How do I? He's you know, is this important to get into? Do we need to like rehash this plane ride? I feel like we spend enough time on the plane. It feels like 5 or 6 episodes worth.
From out a window.
That's right. We did throw him out a window. That's actually the only pertinent information.
Amber does look a little bit concerned. She's like, "Yeah, did he say where did our friend Kevin go?" He's like, "Well, he said that he had business to attend to and couldn't he was sorry that he wouldn't be able to catch y'all." Amber's like, "Yeah, I put some magic into place where he cannot come. It's kind of, I put a bit of a magic restraining order on the guy." Vern, boys, if we can just kind of touch base for a second. What do we think about this now?
This is. I didn't realize we need an angel to get into heaven. This.
Well, now you don't need an angel to get into heaven, but it's certainly useful to have one at your disposal for sanctifying certain works. He said he would be. He's got some work to attend to, but he'd probably meet y'all up ahead. We got a bit of a drive to get to where we need to be going, and maybe a little bit of a fight.
Can he do that, Amber? Like,
Would-
can he meet us up ahead?
I really don't know, because I guess that's not approaching us. If he stays still and we move towards him, he might actually be good, which is a
Yes.
pretty, not gonna lie, pretty good loophole. I'll give him that one.
Gotta respect a good loophole.
I'd still really like to. I mean, or Lowry, you're our only option, really, to get there, and I would like to do this quickly. Vernon, can you concur? It was probably a good idea if we get to Trent before
Yes.
whatever heaven does to him.
Ideally, sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes, I guess on the whole Kevin situation, it is possible he could still be trying to help us. I'm not sure the how far this whole fungi thing reaches.
Well, yeah, I seem like quite a fun guy.
Yes, he can be quite entertaining. He is also sort of sometimes under the control or the found himself sort of in the employment of a fungus creature.
He has a lot of jobs. Sounds like.
Well, Vernon, perhaps you could learn something from the boy.
Yes, I guess I do have a job. I do work.
Glad someone finally knocked some sense into you. Shall we hit the road?
Yes, I think we should get going.
God, what a pair. Gonna be real. A lot of their personalities kind of came into focus like 5 seconds ago for me, and I think I understand the two of them very keenly. Oh my god. Fuck. Okay, so Lowry is repairing what seems to be a lot of equipment, just kind of like runes and magical sigils and shit. What are the three of you doing to prepare right now? I'm gonna say that you have like a little bit of a time while Thank you, A7XNav. Vernon, do be on that insecure grind set. Facts. Vernon deals with Parent Simulator. But what are the three of you doing? Ellis, I'll say while she's set this up, she's like, well, yeah, it's gonna be quite a big. It's gonna involve perhaps a little spilling of blood, something that we have in plenty of fresh supply in these parts. Teehee, as you can tell, certain parts of her lived experience had more of effect on her than Ellis's did. I wonder if that's gonna speak to nature or nurture, guys. It's really it's kind of
Yeah,
ruminating
you're
on that for a
really
second.
really leading the discussion here.
No.
Okay, never mind then, I guess.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing some pretty potent magical incantations, and we may need to defend the site of this as it's going. I certainly had to fight for my life last time that I was pulling this here situation off. So is there something that are any of you magic heads? Any of y'all sorcerers?
Yes,
conjurers?
I could probably try to assist with some of the magic.
That's my little rutabaga.
I can
Thank
do
you for that.
a little bit.
Oh, you'll be incredibly
I'm not-
useful, Milton.
Not too good at it, you know.
No, hey Milton, I don't want you to discount yourself. And she's like real close to you now. I believe that you can be incredibly useful for this whole thing. I believe you got that vampiric spark in
Dun,
you.
Thank you. I'm bashful.
I noticed.
Aw.
And Ellis walks up behind you, Cooper, and solidly kind of smacks you on the back and between your shoulder blades. He's like, "And you, sir, you can help me fight off the certain ghouls or ghosts that may attack us while we're doing this dastardly magic. I love an evil evening."
Oh, I do love an evil evening.
Again, turned off by the tone. Not gonna lie. It's
Cooper
quite-
doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, he really makes it count.
He really makes it known what he's all about. Well, we'll see. The night is still young, but Jesus, man. Oh, ow, fuck. I can't say that one without it hurting, because I do believe the man was real. But yeah, anything y'all are doing to prep for going into a big magic thing?
Try to be getting some blood, trying to sort of follow my mom, kind of like when you're awkwardly trying to when you're kind of either when you're fixing something with one of your parents, and they're kind
You're
of
holding the
showing you how.
flashlight while she's getting vials of blood from the different sinks and stuff. All right, I'm gonna call that you becoming familiar with the spell that she's gonna be casting. So that's kind of like how you're going about this. Roll me. Actually, you know what? Roll me a intelligence check. Was it smarts? Is that the skill? I can't remember what it's called.
Sharp.
Sharp.
Sharp,
Yeah, roll me a
yeah.
sharp check. Just for your kind of magical knowledge.
Alright.
And I'll give you a +1 because this is the lady that taught you all your magical stuff. So she would do stuff in a very similar way to you.
Well, that's a solid 4.
Oh my god. So Vernon, you've been really kind of striking into your own over the past 30 years or so when it comes to magic stuff. And this is some old school. It's like you're trying to talk to someone in conversational French and they are speaking peasant pre Louis XVI French.
Speaking Latin.
So you are going to have a -1 going into this spell counter.
Like Yoda.
Yoda did not speak French.
No, but
He
didn't
did
he
in the
speak
French version.
Didn't he? He did in the French version. He did in the French version.
Fuck.
Didn't he speak like a really really outdated language, and that's why he sounded like that?
Yeah, he did speak outdated Orabesh, I believe, is the explanation for why he spoke like that.
Thank you.
What are you guys' thoughts on Yaddle?
Yaddle?
Yaddle? It's like she's one of the only other named members of Yoda's species. She's kind of got a mullet.
How do you spell that?
Yaddle. And weird that you even bring it up. You guys like Yaddle?
Huh, she has a full head of hair on her.
Yeah, I know. It's... Milton. Quit looking at Yaddle. It's Amber. What
I'm
are you
looking
doing?
at mental images of Yaddle.
What are you doing to? That's what you're doing to prepare for this magical encounter.
I don't know. Can I Oh, I guess I can read up on it, which I think gives me +1 to investigate a mystery. I don't know if that helps me
We'll
at
see
all,
if it
but
comes up.
I don't know what else to
but
do.
you're definitely reading a lot of books on vampiric magic.
Mhm.
You know what? You roll me a sharp check. Roll investigate a mystery actually on this one.
Okay. 7 all in.
I mean, you get a lot of what has already been told to you. This is going to involve a lot of blood, because it's going to be a lot of vampiric magic is about kind of like the bastardization and sacrilege of like holy stuff, or about like things that are good. That's why, you know, like killing people, bloodshed, all that business. So you're expecting a lot of that.
Right.
And does Milton
Okay.
do good with a lot of blood, or is he kind of like squeamish?
I think he'll. I think he's a little bit squeamish, but I think he can at least act fairly normal about it.
Speak for yourself. And Cooper, what kind of preparations are you taking? Besides being strong.
Making sure my 9mm is loaded.
I see you have a 9mm pistol.
Never leave arm without it.
Never leave where?
Arm?
I believe there's a bit of a disconnect here.
I believe he's saying.
Oh, thank you, Milton. I would suggest that you load yourself up with some silver bullets, and he just happens to have some a mag of 9mm made out of silver. He's like, and if you shoot me with this, I swear to fucking God, Cooper. And that one didn't hurt me because I took his name in veins. It's like a vampire joke. Yeah, you're going to be staying on point with me. I've always been kind of the sous chef when it comes to the whole magical. No, that's too high up. Like a prep cook when it comes to the whole magical thing. I will get the bodies. I will spread the holy water. So you and I will probably be doing a lot of
Vernon's
that.
dad is such a male life.
Absolutely, yeah. So, but I think your main role is going to be kicking some ass.
Mm.
Have you done that before?
I've got plenty of experience, mate.
Again,
Also,
tonally, always with. It's fine.
I like to also, as like a side note, I know Cooper doesn't talk a lot, but also he doesn't really have anything to say. He's just like an Australian dude
Yeah.
in the middle of like 5 vampires and a demon.
Yeah, if someone wants to talk to him about like jet skiing and like Yahtzee,
I like to imagine him just kind of like taking it all in. He's really looking around whenever he's not talking.
he's a very visual learner. Very,
Yeah.
Just like, you know, really interestedly reading some plaques about local vampire history. It's really good stuff. You all load into the back of this big old van. Amber carrying her big fucking wrought iron sword. She pops a CD into the front.
He pops his Zanny.
She pops a couple Xannies to calm her nerves. Demons invented Xanax actually.
I believe it.
But yeah, it's and that doesn't mean it's evil.
Fact.
It's based, actually.
Huh.
In fact, and you
Wow.
all start driving in the direction of the ocean. So it's kind of from here. It's kind of north. It's like it would be a 20-minute drive. So if anybody wants to take a nap, there's blood in the bag. You cannot have all of it. We need some of it for the spell, but we don't need too much for the spell. And Ellis is driving the car. Lowery's in the passenger seat. And she appears to be reaching her hand into a drawstring pouch, and her eyes are closed. And Vernon, you've seen her do this before, and you know what this means. Her spell focus isn't there. Actually, you would know of this. Yeah, her spell focus isn't there. She appears to be preparing for magic. We don't, unless there's any conversations we're dying to have in this car ride. I think that we can continue down the road. Would that be fair?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. I do have a conversation.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, sorry. What's
Almost
up, Milton?
got there.
Milton, I was almost asleep. What's up? I'm guessing you wanted to talk to me.
Did you know that Yoda's first name is Minch?
What?
His full name is Minch Yoda.
Alice, stop the car. Milton.
Known by most simply
Milton,
as just Yoda.
Milton.
Mhm.
You're going to want to keep that one in the back pocket, okay?
Okay,
That's going to be really, really useful later.
understood.
And, like, I can't get into why, but, like, just, like, you know, demon stuff, right? And Amber looks directly at you, Vernon, and just very clearly trying not to like die. She's like,
I like bow to
of course,
Amber.
like of course, like yeah, like like I'm guessing Milton buys this so hook, line, and sinker. You're off on the road. Minch, really? His name is Minch.
Yeah.
Minch Yoda.
And it seems like all of their first names are Minch, because Yaddle's full name
Yaddle?
is Minch Yaddle.
Well, Minch Ellis and Minch Lowery continue driving down the. You guys are seeing these beautiful.
Oh my god, he and Yoda are married.
Yaddle and Yoda are married.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Minch is their last name.
Whoa.
like Goku
It seems
style.
to be their like. Oh yeah, you know, maybe it's like their family name. But who's
I would also
Minch
say
Yoder?
Japanese style. Yoder. We can't get into this right now.
Minch Vader.
Guys, can I just send an image to the chat? I'm sorry, we're really derailing this. This is Minch Yoder.
There's a picture of a
Alright,
guy that looks
moving on.
exactly like Yoda, except he's got kind of a like Half-Life scientist hair.
Oh my god!
And he looks a little cooked. Not gonna lie. Oh
Alright.
my god.
Moving on.
Moving on. You're driving through these beauteous fields of flowers and tulips. You see windmills in the distance. Sure. Yeah, I know what I said. It's very flat. It's very night. It's very the Netherlands. I mean, you know, what else do you expect? You see the occasional pack of werewolves running freely through the fields under the light of the full moon. Convenient that tonight is a full moon, wouldn't you think? Nothing is convenient on Surf and Turf. Everything was planned. Not by me, I mean, by God Almighty above. And you continue. Oh my god, until you get to, I hope the image saved. That is not it. Give me a second.
Cosmos.
Fuck. You know. Uh-oh.
Did you guys hear that we took a picture of the supermassive black hole in the middle of the Milky Way?
Yo,
No.
for real?
Apparently.
Like, us on the Discord server?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We hacked into the Hubble
Good for
telescope.
us, guys.
We knew it was going to happen eventually. Oh my god. I had
Yeah.
a good image of a fucking beach at night. But we're going to use the classic beach image. So this but night, you see, and there are cool crashing waves under the pale light of the full moon. And Ellis backs his truck like right back up onto the beach, like almost close enough as if he was going to be like unloading a boat into the water. And starts setting stuff up. Ellis kind of like is like, okay, all right, y'all. So let's break this down into a couple different sections. So one of the only ways to get to heaven, and I don't see your angelic friend anywhere around, I will say. So he's not necessary to the process. He could just probably ease the whole thing up. So how does one classically get to heaven? Any guesses? Any ideas?
Dying.
That's a very, very astute and accurate statement, Milton. Very well done. The soul leaves the body, and in that moment, it kind of bumps its way along the kind of holy trail, either all the way to one, all the way to the other, yada yada yada. It's less literal and more kind of vibes. And again, I've not seen too much of it myself. I just kind of saw when I was on the way there. So ideally, we want to be able to either mimic that or capture that process by getting there. So we're gonna and what's heaven made up of, everybody? And she's kind of like nudging over her shoulder towards the open ocean.
Fired?
Ocean.
What?
A bad word to say.
Yeah, sorry, I
Cloud.
didn't actually catch that one either.
No Cooper. Common misconception, just like vampires not all having sharp teeth, and Australian people not all saying shrimp on the barbie. No, actually, heaven is primarily made up out of water. So what better place to do it than here? Now you gotta have catalysts for magic, you gotta have chanting for magic, you gotta have structure for magic. So we're gonna make big ol' what would have actually kind of add up to a catapult on this here beach, and she starts. She rolls out some big old fucking papers, not a literal catapult, Milton. She rolls out some big old papers, and there are very, very complex runes and writings and what have you that need to be set up on this beach. Hopefully not directly in the tide. And there's more things that need to be set up for that later. So who's drawn these lines on the beach with Ellis or with Lowry? I keep getting their fucking names mixed up. With Lowry.
I'll help.
All right. How about you roll me
I
a?
can also
How about you two
some,
roll me a use magic? Vernon, you got a -1 on that. Remember. Oh, and Henry, you have a +1 because of a funny joke that you said at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes. Do we remember what that was?
Nope.
Neither do I.
That's in. What's math?
9.
13.
Okay. Yeah. So Vernon, you are very, very steady-handed in all this setting up, and Cooper, you and Ellis have started kind of walking a perimeter on this one. And he's talked to you, and we'll get a little bit of that later. But you guys are being very. We won't. Yeah, you guys are. Chris, you're doing, or Vernon's doing quite well. I mean, Milton, you've not done this type of thing before, but you're getting some of like the dumb little fine details in there, while Vernon's getting a lot of the larger, very important broad strokes. This is taking about like 20 minutes, and intermittently, Lowry will go around and like pour a little bit of blood here. There's a lot of blood in this van.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of blood here. Throw down like a rune stone there. All the while, she has her hand in this drawstring pouch. Occasionally pulling it out, and you see that her hand is completely covered in chalk. And she will kind of sprinkle a little chalk on the ground, and you will see the sand kind of, like the surface tension of the sand will get kind of whacked a little bit when she drops this powder on there. It's pretty weird. All of a sudden, you hear a rustling. Ellis and Island and Cooper, you guys hear a rustling from the undergrowth. And yeah, Ellis turns to it very quickly. He has this very big kind of candle knife in his hand, and I'm just gonna put on. Cool, spooky music is on, and again, despite how beautiful and picturesque this beach looks, it's very scary and spooky. Remember that. What are Coops and Ellis doing? Ellis is kind of scoping stuff out, and I think he's gonna give you like a +1 if you're trying to do stuff. I'm gonna call it that. You know, actually, Amber's probably with you as well because she's not really good at demonic magic or angelic magic or vampiric magic.
Probably gonna check out what we heard and then take action based on the information we receive.
I'll call that read a bad situation.
Yeah. What is that under? What
Is that under
ability?
Is that under cool or sharp? So someone who's looking at the sheet.
A read a bad situation is sharp.
Thank you.
Bam.
F.
F for Cooper, man. It's a 6 on the dice. Do I get any bonuses? Oh, -1. 5 total.
+1 because you were being helped out, so 6.
Oh, 6.
There was a very quick rustling in the underbrush, and it was moving too fast to kind of really pick up what it was. There was something very familiar about it, and very off-putting about it, but you cannot garner a lot of information. And seeing that you are failing to kind of like immediately like act, Ellis is running into this underbrush, his knife out.
Yeah, I follow in directly after him.
And Amber does as well. And you hear a loud and you see Ellis with his knife to the twitching rat-like throat of one Phineas Q Ratburn.
Ooh, what?
I see. Apologies for the subterfuge. I may have miscalculated. I assumed that he was with you. Hello, Ellis Roberts. And Ellis goes, hello, Ratman. And Amber's like, oh, this is a guy that we know, Cooper.
I wink at Amber, and then I wink at Ratburn, who's being killed.
Wink, wink. Ratburn winks at both of you at the same time. It's called blinking. Yeah. He's like, Ellis, could you unhand me, please? I was like, I do not think I would like to do that, actually. Hi, Cooper. Sidebar, real quick.
Is someone asking me? You're not doing
This
the Ratburn voice.
Cooper, can we have a sidebar really quick?
Ratburn especially congested today.
I have hay fever with all these Danish tulips about.
Oh,
Me too.
sorry, I'm a bit confused about the scene. What's happening to Ratburn? I thought he was being impaled on a sword.
No, he's Ellis has his knife up to his throat, and I think that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
At
He's
knife
like
point.
he's like fucking on him. But he's kind of waiting for other verdicts. I think he was just very surprised to see a rat guy in here. And I'll say that you three, Lowry, Vernon, and Milton, you've seen that there's a commotion going on, but you don't hear any outright fighting, and you expected there to be like that's why these guys were out here. Like, Cooper, can we rat? Sorry, chat.
Right. And I nod at him. And
I'm guessing you don't trust Kevin. I know you've not met the guy before, but he was a little rude to you guys on the aeroplane.
I mean, yeah.
Well, he seems now that he has taken a direct interest in you folks getting to heaven, I would like to stake my claim against all that happening. So, are you with me, Cooper, while I attack these friends of mine and Vernon? And he's like yelling over you, Vernon. It's hi, hello. Is that what that's kind of what Backstabber sounds like, right?
Realize
You have to do the face thing, I think, Dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I
hi,
feel
Vernon.
like-
Vernon and Amber, no ill offense meant, but this is something that I would like not to happen. I will say that you're not likely to be attacked by any other sources. You're welcome, but just kidding. And then he kind of does a little rat snap, and there's many other rats in the underbrush right now. And he's like, "Yeah, Cooper, you what's your play?"
So, who is Ratburn siding with? Kevin? Is Ratburn siding with
He's
Kevin?
siding against Kevin, and because Kevin this Kevin seems intent on you guys getting to heaven, according to recent information. Siding against the people trying to get to heaven. Amber very sharply looks at you. Cooper's like, Cooper, you don't get your very large payout if we don't get to heaven. I would like you to keep that in mind. I can find you another rat man.
No hesitation. Upon hearing money, I think Cooper pulls out the gun and aims it at Backstabber.
It's
Wow,
funny
this guy sucks.
It's funny that you aim the gun at me, Backstabber, when it's you stabbing me, Backstabber, in the back. You stabber. I hate this man that I've made. I hate him with my life.
I shoot him while he's doing exposition.
Roll kick some ass.
Nice.
Ratburn fight, yeah.
That's a plus tough, right? That's a 10.
Oh, very nice. So you can take an extra bonus. You can deal extra harm, take less harm yourself, direct them where you want them, or I can't remember what the other one is. Let me pull it up. Oh no, if I do that, you guys are gonna be JPEGs.
I think because I'm like really close to him, I'm gonna say it's like extra damage. The bullet doesn't have to travel far to get where it needs to be.
All right. How much damage does your gun do?
2 harm, close, loud.
It's weird that it's a oh yeah, I forget. I was thinking that I was mixing up close and hand. Yeah. So you guys, magic users hear loud kerblam. Backstabber has a very large hole in his forehead.
Oh my god.
But as you do that, Vernon or Cooper, you feel a sickly cold pain in the very small of your back. And I'd like you to take 2 harm.
Okay.
And Backstabber just goes, "Ow, my fucking head."
Okay, so he's. Don't worry, everyone. Backstabber's fine.
He's a brine-powered rat. He won't be that easy to kill.
Brine powered rat never runs out of rat. And then 5 of these rat-like humanoids, of these rat boy geniuses, stand up in the thicket, and all of them, hey man, all of them do have guns.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna say direct action. It needs to be taken by party members. Lowry is in like earnest now, like writing up all these sigils, and Vernon, she's kind of like not interacting with you much. She seems to like trust you to be doing this. She is staying on Milton and making sure that like, or seemingly making sure that like Milton isn't like fucking up. So Milton, I'm gonna give you a +1 to use magic going forward, because Lowry seems to be like really on you.
I think I don't remember if I ever said this on air or not. I have a weapon called a juju bag, which it doesn't specify what that is. And I think I said that it was a bag containing the ghost of like an ape. Are we sticking with that?
I believe that's what we said. Yeah. So
right.
I'm not.
Can I go ahead and just toss that like a grenade into the?
All right, we're gonna call that use magic. And we're gonna call that like a use magic attack with the goal of dealing. I think dealing 1 harm is like the.
It's 1 harm fire magic.
The juju bag.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Roll.
Use magic.
Roll to attack with that. I guess it would just be kick some ass, huh?
I guess so. I mean. All I'm really doing is throwing.
You're just
something,
unleashing the bag. So I think it's mainly aim. So let's call that kick some ass.
Okay. 6. I think that's a fail, isn't it?
The ape runs into the woods.
The ape runs away?
The ape runs into the woods.
Oh, man. Fuck. It's the first time I've used that. Man, this sucks.
Oh my god. Ellis is like hand to, or like knife to rat combat, fighting a bunch of these rats in the fray.
You mean such an iconic weapon, like the lightsaber or the sword?
A knife?
No, my juju bag.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be on. We have to remove it from all the merch.
Yeah.
Ape's gone.
Ape's gone.
All my apes gone.
That's a great piece of merch. Ape's gone.
Ape's
and it's just a
gone.
ghost ape walking into the
It's
forest.
just a big bag. Yeah, as you're preparing your attack, Lori's like, "Oh yeah, you use a magic bag too? That's fucking sick as hell, man." Oh. Well. Yeah, keep writing sigils, man. Fuck. Cooper or Vernon, what are you guys doing?
I guess how far are people into writing sigils?
You guys are, I'm gonna say, a third of the way done.
Alright,
it's a very complicated thing you have to like kind of shape up on this beach.
I'm gonna keep on writing sigils until I see that the rat situation seems to get bad.
All right, hit me with an act under pressure. See how this is going.
That is a 9.
Okay. Yeah. You are scrawling all this out on the beach, and you begin to feel like you start writing out symbols, and you start recognizing some of them, and you realize that you are writing out some pretty like holy symbols now. Like you're at the stage where you are like preparing like almost sacrament on this beach to get into heaven. You are going to take 1 harm, I'm gonna say. Well, oh yeah, I guess you're ignoring that because of immortal. But you would be taking 1 harm, you fucker. Oh wait, no, it's your monstrous like weakness. It's like holy damage. So yeah, that's gonna be I'm gonna call that you take 1 harm. And I'm gonna say that you can go slower and be very meticulous about like where you are and how you're touching these lines, or you can be quicker and continue to be in like abject agony going forward.
Whew. I guess I'll probably take it just a little slower then.
Okay, very, very cool. Milton, you see Vernon kind of step out of this circle. Ellis or Lowry also has done that. You have been like unaffected by this like symbology. I will say, like you're not taking any damage from touching this stuff. Yeah, Cooper, you doing something?
Retreating to a safer position.
Mm-hmm.
If I was having like a sidebar with Ratburn.
Mm-hmm.
So just back up to with Ellis and.
Oh, you were
Amber.
no. Ellis still had his knife to the rat's neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I take a harm from that?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you're fine. You're
Okay.
well, no ape. But
No ape.
yeah.
No ape.
The current NFT bubble be like.
No ape.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You're doing fine, and the magical sigils on the ground are not harming you, Milton. But yeah, so yeah, you Amber or Ellis is kind of in the fray now. He kind of like threw Ratburn aside after you shot him in the head, assuming that the rat was dead. Rhymes. And now it's you and Amber there. And Amber's like, be incredibly useful, please, Cooper, and I will again pay you quite well. I would like to see my boyfriend alive again. What do you do?
Can I? How good am I with the brine magic?
I must say, we've said that it's potent but not very controllable, kind of like a wild magic situation.
Because I just kind of want to brine the pack of rats.
Okay, what are you trying to do? Like, what
Sort of like, just like a. I'm trying to channel like a fireball spell, but I feel like because it's brine, powered by like the brine, it would like come out a bit.
A little bit wiggy, but like,
yeah.
But like, Cooper knows magic. Cooper knows that magic, wizards do fireballs. Roll use magic. Let's see how this goes.
Do I recognize that as dangerous? Using the brine.
Yeah, I'd say that this has gone quite poorly for you in the past. Like you're chucking a grenade that you made a second ago.
It's like a holy grenade, but with brine instead of holy water.
It's a Broly grenade for all my
So exactly.
yeah, for all my Dragon Ball fans out there.
All right, so I'm gonna use flirting with disaster.
Okay.
When I use magic, I can use plus charm instead of weird, and then I get to choose a glitch for the spell. That's a nat 12. Plus 2 is 14.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
You still pick a glitch. Henry, do you have the spellcasting sheet up in front of you?
No, but I can pull it up in 2 seconds.
Oh,
So if
yeah, what's up?
for the glitch, this magic causes collateral damage. That's teammate collateral damage,
Very
right?
much so. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
Okay, sorry. Is this use magic or this is not big magic?
It's
right?
use magic, and there's like the.
Great.
Oh, do you have the list up, Reese?
Oh no, I do not.
Yeah.
The glitches are the effect is weakened. The effect is of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect.
Do I have a glitch with a 12 plus?
Yeah, because you're using flirt with disaster. Yes.
Yeah, but it's I'm choosing them from this list though.
Oh,
I have
then-
like a list of 3.
Oh, then go from that list then. I misunderstood. I apologize.
Yeah. There's 2 really good options. I'm gonna say the magic is terrifying.
You kind of like you stick your hand into your proverbial soul pocket. Ugh, God, that's really bad. You kind of reel back in a baseball pitch, and you chuck out what is like empty air. Every kid's done this, hoping a thing happens, and it does. This kind of little moat of slop kind of forms in your hand, and mid-air, expands into this massive, pungent gas explosion. It's like you left your fucking burner on in your kitchen. It doesn't deal a ton of damage to these rats because it's still just like a basic use magic roll. It gets a lot of their attention. And Milton roll act under pressure, Vernon roll act under pressure, and you have a +1 to this.
Okay.
Are the rats scared at all? Because the magic is terrifying.
One of the rats isn't.
Nice.
Okay.
The one with the gun that shot
That's,
Kevin like
10.
twice.
That's a 10. And what do you get, Milton?
10.
Oh, very nice. Both of you see this massive, kind of sickly green, shock of fire go straight up in the air, and a chill goes down your spine, and you're both like, hell fucking yeah. That's pretty fucking tight. Several of these rats are on fire now. Ellis very nearly is on fire, and Ratburn is just looking at you, Cooper, and he's grinning, rat ear to rat ear. Man, okay. Ellis continues to be in throes with some of these rats. The sigils are still being drawn. How do I want to shape this up and work this? Are there any actions other than the current ones people want to be taking? Like, I mean, Cooper, you're just kind of still. Are you going to do that again? Are you going to keep firing shots off onto some of these rats? Because it kind of feels like they're just kind of keeping coming right now. Like, you've only ever seen like 5 or 6 at once, but you've seen them go down and other ones come up. And Ratburn is not engaging in this fight. He's kind of keeping a safe distance from Ellis and Amber, who keep trying to kind of like close the distance in on him. Occasionally kind of like disappearing behind a tree, reappearing from behind another one. Classic trick stuff. He still has a lot of blood dripping down the middle of his forehead from that bullet wound. But yeah, is there anybody doing anything? Like, are the two of you just still working on this spell? Are you going to try to go get your gorilla?
Can I try and can I just do another attack?
Sure, yeah. With like another weapon?
Yeah, are we saying I'm assuming I would have my stuff with me.
Yeah, we're being pretty, like, we're able to bring...
Like, I had time to prepare for this, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, caught by surprise. Okay. I'm just gonna try and use my shotgun on, are any of these rats, like, kind of closely grouped together?
I'm gonna say that
like,
there are some that are, like, coming
20
out the
feet
side
away.
and trying to, like, fire some shots up against you guys, but they're being pretty keenly distracted by you guys' kind of B team right now. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna say that there's gonna be some within range.
Okay, I'll shoot at them. Is that a kick some ass roll, I
yeah,
guess?
kick some ass roll, yes.
And it's 3 harm, close, messy, loud.
Okay, so...
8.
Okay, so yeah, you deal some damage and damage is dealt. So you get winged across the shoulder, taking 2 harm.
Okay.
But you blast into one of these rats, right? Like, you catch it as it's kind of darting at the... They don't seem to want to come into this big circle that you guys are in. But as one is kind of coming to the edge, you catch it fully in the chest, and this rat stays down.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm now unstable.
Oh my
I'm like pretty damaged at this point.
Suddenly, you guys see a brilliant blue glow of light in the nearby water, and from it emerging, holding what is pretty clearly a beautiful silver desert eagle. You guys see the clean-cut, business-like form of Kevin, the angel, and he kind of rises from the water and goes, Not quite the turn of events I was expecting. Can I have a word with... dear. And he starts firing off at some of these rats while kind of casually walking on the water towards the 3 of you who are drawing these sigils. He says, Vernon, I would like to levy an apology in your direction. I was fed some unhelpful information, and I assume that I was not in your favor on this one, but I am all for you getting to heaven, and I will assist you in doing so, angelic style. I can't do, as I'm not an archangel, I can't just open us a portal there, but I can be assistful and commendable doing so. And whatever this rat has told you, as you very well know, he's a weaver of lies. Does all that
Seems a little mean.
sound about fair? Vernon, my vampiric friend.
You know what? If you do want, yes, it is much appreciated that you are helping us fend off these rats and get to heaven.
Super cool to see it. Let's just make sure that Cooper guy gets there too. I want him to live a good life and be. I appraised his soul with my angelic abilities.
Sure.
Don't kiss
yes,
me.
we can-
Can I? Yeah, you know what? Can I? And I'll ask you this, Max. Can I have like a sidebar with someone? Is that possible?
Yeah,
Or
sure. I can't say how secretive or alone you might be while doing that. But yeah, who you trying to contact right now?
is Amber around?
Amber is kind
I
of.
mean, I know she's around, but like,
She's around. Yeah. Are you trying to catch her attention?
yeah.
Are you trying to do this like on the
Like-
DL?
Amber.
What?
All right.
Swing.
Okay, never mind. I don't know if this is gonna work out. She seems pretty busy.
No,
to be honest.
I'm listening.
No,
Walk and
it's okay.
talk,
I'll
walk
tell
and-
you later.
Tell me after the stream.
What?
The stream of water that's gonna carry us down to heaven.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I don't think I'm gonna be able to like get anything useful out of that conversation. I think I'm gonna-
Backstabber's kind of advancing on Cooper in this one. Also, I would like to apologize to everyone. Sorry that Reese often seems to play the special little boy in the session. Just I like to make horrible things happen to him.
Yeah. Also, I love that Kevin has appraised Cooper to have a beautiful soul when he was just fucking the rat that was dragging his name through the ground.
Really
And
sounds like-
also threw him out of the airplane.
You sound
Yeah.
like not a good guy,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Oh, a terrible person.
yeah. I'm gonna say the spell is nearing its completion. I'm gonna get you guys to do another use magic roll to see how that's going. I'm gonna give both of you no bonuses or negatives on this one.
All right.
As there's a heat of battle, but also you're being helped out by a very potent sorceress.
9.
Ooh, that's a 14.
These are all going quite well. Do you have advanced use magic, Vernon?
I do have advanced use magic.
What's the specifics on that? I'm just so I remember. And
Yes,
like,
so-
and
so
Milton,
only
you're just doing
yeah.
you're just doing a pretty fucking good job. I'm gonna
Yes,
say
so
that
on
bullets are flying and you have to like really fucking duck a lot.
I'm also like pretty injured.
You're actually bleeding a lot, which doesn't hurt the magic.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
The wording here is incredibly vague. So on a 12 plus, the keeper will offer you some added benefit.
Cool. As you're writing all these symbols on the ground, this paper thin layer of sand, like it's grains thin layer of sand, starts kind of shifting a little bit more underneath all these kind of runes and lines that you're drawing within it, and they start kind of reinforcing this. And this is something that Vernon knows whole. Vernon knows underground and dirt and earth quite well, I'd say. What's up, Reese? What's up, guys? I'm just painting a word picture.
Cooper knows Vernon.
Everyone knows Vernon knows whole. And I'm gonna say that this layer of sand starts lifting up just a little bit and starts kind of almost like it's being pulled away by the tide, keeping intact this summoning circle you guys are on, starts pulling its way into the water a little bit, kind of giving you guys more space. And I'm gonna be real, kind of like magnifying this effect a little bit. And Lowry is looking at you, Vernon, a little puzzled, but certainly not disinterested in this effect that's happening. She's like, well, fucking whatever you're doing to make this happen, please have it continue to happen while we're doing it. You hear? Was that concise?
Yes, nothing.
It's so weird. Hearing
Not
her.
super concise, but it's understandable.
Yes, mother. It's really, it really got me. I don't know why. She is your mom.
I just like.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, Cooper, you were being advanced upon on both sides by a rat and kind of like a. If Kevin looks like a weird surfer, this guy kind of looks like a weird, like, bookstore employee. That's how you'd kind of appraise this Kevin. He's kind of clean cut, but he looks quirky. Looks quirky and weird.
Yeah, I'll shoot at the rat.
Nice, roll, kick some ass.
I always shoot at a rat.
I'll always shoot at a
You're
rat.
getting a lot of. This is looking really good in my books, Vernon or Cooper.
Oh, that's 2 1s after I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna use YOLO. I can
Mhm.
mark the unstable harm box to get the same effect as if I spent a luck point.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
not- are you-
kick some
are you-
ass.
You're not already unstable.
No.
Insane. All right, so you roll. That's a 12 plus on kick some ass.
Yeah.
All right. Do you deal extra damage? Do you take less damage? Do you force them where you want them, or do you give another hunter a +1? I think are the ones for kick some ass.
I'll. Like, I feel like if I gave them a +1, it would help the spell. If I deal more damage, it would slow them down, which would help the spell.
Mhm.
I'll just deal more damage.
So, Ratburn is very calmly like walking towards you, and like seems giddy with how good that kind of brine blast that you just pulled off.
How much damage do I take?
You get winged by like another one of these rats. Like you stand still to like kind of stay to this shot. I'm gonna say you take another 2 damage. So you'd be unstable anyways, I'm guessing. But you kind of just like really take your time and you just blast another fucking hole right through Ratburn's head. And this thick, acrid, like putrid black fluid is just like gushing out of his head at this point. And he does not look particularly slowed down by this, but he is very clearly like his expression is no longer very mirthful, but he is not he's not slowing down right now. And then you feel a kind of like a very pleasantly room temperature hand on your shoulder. You is Cooper, how tall is Cooper? This isn't the most important question in the world. I'm just curious.
Probably taller than 6 foot.
Oh, okay, so you look, and Kevin's pretty tall, right?
I'll look Kevin in the eyes.
Yeah, Kevin's pretty tall.
Yeah, you look into the brilliant shining eyes, the brilliant kind of I'm guessing silvery eyes of this guy. He's like, "Hi, Cooper." Or that's not what Kevin sounds like. Cooper. They need you in the spell. They need you to defend from the spell, and also I don't believe that the rat can get in that old circle. So why don't we mosey on over there, big time baboon? Hey,
Great idea, mate.
Love to hear it.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Wasn't slowing him down much anyway.
Yeah. Good shot though. I couldn't have shot him better myself. And then he shoots.
And he shoots them better than I ever
No,
did.
he like wings him in the shoulder. But Ratburn is pretty menacingly advancing upon you. But you rolled very well on that attack, so you have time to get into this circle if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the circle and like yell out to the 3 working on it and be like, "Where do you need me?"
Pardon?
Huh?
No, huh? Vernon, did you need the boy?
No, I thought we were.
I thought we had
finishing.
alternate plans.
I look at Kevin confused.
Vampires, bro. And he continues to fire some suppressing fire into the distance. Amber, seeing that you guys are getting near to the completion of this spell, kind of runs up and is pretty much back to back with you, Vernon, outside of this circle. She's like, we want to get in there at the last minute as possible because this is gonna hurt a shit ton. And yeah, fuck. I don't like I don't like any of this, Vern. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like that my boyfriend is in
Yeah.
heaven. It's funny. That's funny thing to say at a funeral. I don't like that my boyfriend is in heaven. I don't like that we got Revan here. I'm calling him wrong Kevin. Do we like that? Kind of.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Let's
Works.
work with Revan right now. We have wrong Kevin here. Cooper, I'm gonna be real, man. You just got kind of a weird vibe that like I'm working with, and it's like again, like I'm a demon, and so like I like you, and I'm trying to move away from some of those tendencies. So I don't really know how to think about that. I saw my son today. Didn't tell you guys that, but yeah, that's fuck it. Yeah, so yeah, a lot's going wrong right now. So let's kind of like hit this shit. Vernon,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to roll use magic, and Milton, I'd like you to roll read a bad situation.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
8.
That's an 11.
Milton, there's a very big piece missing from this spell, but you don't really know what it is. And Vernon, you are finishing up these lines, and your mother kind of like takes you by the hand, and she pulls her hand out of this drawstring pouch, and you guys see what kind of looks like one of those like white everlasting gobstoppers, like a really massive white chalky ball, but it's kind of got like a bit of like, it's almost like a bubble, like it's got like a bit of like kind of give to it in her hand, and she's holding onto that. And Vernon, it kind of hurts to look at it a little bit for you. Wouldn't be the same for Cooper and for Milton, but yeah, that much you know is true. Milton, how much health you at?
I am at 5 harm.
Milton, I would like you to take another 2 harm.
To put me up to dying?
Yes.
Okay.
As you feel a very, very cold blade kind of wick across your throat. You guys see the very strong form of Ellis Roberts kind of gripping Milton by the shoulder
Oh no.
and just kind of holding him above the ground as he's kind of dripping
Yikes.
blood everywhere. It's like, yes, Vernon, I will say it was quite a good idea to bring this one. The slightly tainted blood would be perfect for bastardizing this angelic ritual, and I believe we can get this boy's soul to heaven.
What?
What a trade-off!
Yes, Milton, I am quite sorry. It was possibly the only way we had to do this. What do you want? What are you doing in this situation, Milton?
Shit lock.
I guess dying? I don't know.
I mean, you can try to fight him. Like,
I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't think I can. There's much I can do in this. I mean, I guess I'll give some weak attempts at struggling. I don't think that it's gonna help very much.
you want to roll kick some ass?
Yeah,
kick
sure.
some ass or act under pressure. Up to you. Whatever you think is more appropriate.
Kick some ass probably.
And Amber's like, oh, but man.
4.
You know, sometimes the dice, they tell their own story. So you're just kind of flailing behind you.
Yeah, that's about what I was imagining.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And this kind of like magic carpet of sand is now starting to move in earnest off and kind of being carried away by the surf. Wink. And Revan is in this circle. Vernon, your father, is in the middle of this circle holding up poor Milton. I guess Cooper, you're in the circle as well, and Amber looks at you. She's like, I mean, are we fucking doing this? I rather would not stay on the rat beach, right?
Yes. No. I think we have sort of. It's a little rocky, but we have sort of accomplished what we said.
We have a
do.
goal and we have a plan that we can work towards, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Once we get to Trent, I don't have a very strong plan to get us out of heaven. If you, and she looks at this Kevin. If you are our Kevin and he is alone in there, I'm going to come back and I'm going to very soundly kill you. But if our Kevin is there, as I'm suspecting that's how this is going to work, very likely he will get us out of there. And then we're probably going to show back up and kill you. He's like, you'll have to find me first.
Catch me if you can.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Me. And you guys are out. There's just like there's just a firing squad of rats on this beach, just kind of like offloading into you, and a very similar gross green fireball goes like sailing over you guys' heads. Roll act under pressure. I guess just Milton, roll under. I think.
Do I need to roll for this?
Can I
Yeah.
can I try and like shoot it out of not shoot out of the sky, but like try and like block it if it looks like the same kind of fire as I produce?
I would allow you to do a use magic for that. Yeah.
Okay, I got an 8.
Okay. And yes, this is quite dangerous. What'd you get?
We use a point of luck.
Oh my god.
Cooper's going all out.
I'm using a point of luck to cast this flame out of the sky using my newfound wizard powers.
You hold your hand out like very confidently, and nothing happens, and you make the conscious decision to like taint your brain and like body a bit more with this like brackish brine, and you guys see those similar kind of like very thick veins kind of bulging in Cooper's neck and in his like arms and forehead, as he just kind of like stops this fireball in midair. And Cooper, you smell something absolutely delicious.
You want to know the glitch I'm gonna pick?
Please.
You are cursed.
Oh, I couldn't. Thank you. I couldn't. We couldn't have worked better on this one.
Couldn't have summed it up better.
Yeah.
yourself.
Wow. You are. You know what, Cooper? You are cursed.
Yeah.
And you smell something absolutely fucking delicious, but you can't really pin down where it is. It's like you're walking down the high street and you smell a lovely buttered croissant. And I would like to just take a moment to make a formal apology to my friend Henry about Milton.
That's all right. It happens.
It happened. It happens.
Happens to the best of us.
It happens
Henry.
to the worst of us. Milton kind of sucks, actually.
You know what? Milton had it coming.
Henry has faded into obscurity.
Yeah.
He's back.
And Ellis holds Milton higher over his head and really just like really he starts just like really dripping him clean. And he
He's using it.
and he's like, I mean, are you folks ready? Are you folks ready? We only have one shot at this.
Is he like tapping him like a ketchup bottle?
Yeah, we give him a firm round pat on the ass.
Kind of just like ringing him a bit too.
And Lowry just kind of like walks up to you, Milton, and presses this kind of chalky ball to your chest, and you feel it is wet on your chest, not with blood this time, but with seawater. And as you folks see, the kind of chalky layer kind of removes from this thing that she's holding, and it's just a very small moat of very, very dark water. And she presses it to your chest, Milton. She says, "Go with peace." And Ellis just kind of like just really opens up your fucking throat with that knife, man. I'm really sorry. And you guys see a small. What's Milton's favorite color?
Black.
Fuck this guy, honestly. It's good that he died. You guys see,
Yeah, Milton sucks.
You guys see a small wisp of blackish. It's halfway between light and halfway between smoke. It kind of seeps out of his eyes, out of his nose, and out of his mouth, and is just kind of like floating there midair. And it takes the shape of a little bat. It's a tiny little fruit bat made out of this like kind of like light and smoke, and
Fruit bat.
and Lowry really quick just fucking like grips it in midair and just kind of like hands it to you, Vernon. It's like, well, son, we're gonna get out of this circle now, because I do not want to go to heaven again. It was not a very pleasant time for myself. Good luck. See you maybe next Christmas. And I really do hope that you find this boy that you're looking for, and I, more than that, really hope that this Trent guy is worth saving. And Amber's like, I mean, we'll see, right? Yeah. Ellis and Lowry, still clutching Milton's corpse, jump off of this sand platform into the ocean, and suddenly it kind of, underneath you, all the lines is kind of like coalesce around. You are surrounded by this sphere of ocean, or the sphere of sand.
Goodbye, Mum and Dad.
No.
Love you.
Goodbye, son. Through this sand thing. Bye, Cooper. Bye. Ellis is waving Milton's arm.
Bye, Ellis.
And this big ol' kind of sphere of sand disappears, and all of a sudden the beach is very quiet. We see Ellis and Lowry kind of half wade, half swim to shore. All the rats are gone. The angel, Kevin, is standing there, and he just kind of goes, best I better get back to my business in town. Nice meeting the two of you. Ellis and Lowry kind of like you know, they make their very polite goodbyes. And then you see the two of them kind of crouched over this body. And then Milton, you wake up. And you have been sired a fully blooded vampire. And we're going to end Milton's story there.
Oh my god.
We don't
Wow.
know, we don't know what happens from that. But
We don't need to.
we really don't need to. I don't want to know what Milton's like.
It'll be in the spin-off series.
Yeah. We have a version of Angel now. It's about Milton.
Cooper slipped his number on a piece of paper into Milton's cold dead hand before he left.
For Ellis?
For anyone that wants it, but mainly Ellis.
For whoever finds it.
For whoever's recovering
But
this
mainly Ellis. But mainly Ellis.
Cooper writes his names in a lot of bathrooms. Like, he's really...
Yeah.
He's casting a wide net.
If have fangs, call this number. We're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get myself a water. We're gonna chill.
Right.
We're gonna chill with some tunes. I'll be back quite soon. Ladles and jelly spoons. Gonna kick it to BRB. Gonna go into deaf and mutant mode. Be right back. Nice pineapple on pizza emote slimy. As usual, the music's gonna cut because I need to confer with my players. So you're gonna be in radio silence. Woo. cigarette.
Big dream. You were only 17.
And we're live. Welcome.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, was that Cage the Elephant?
I think so.
Nice. You are all in a site that we, the audience, have seen before, but that none of you have seen before. It is oh no, I've got better image for this one. You are in a stream, and Vernon, I want you to take 2 harm upon entering heaven. By the way,
Straight up.
Owie.
Owie, you. I take harm when I'm in heaven. You are
That was bad.
You are in a powerful current, and Vernon, you feel this little bat that you have kind of clutched. This kind of spectral and ephemeral bat that you have clutched in your hand, pulling you directly into the current. And Amber very quickly grabs onto your leg and ushers you to do the same, Cooper.
I will follow suit.
You are all pulled through this current, and you see among you similar. You see
Among us?
Fuck. Dun 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 dun. Da, da, da. You see among you very similar, like small spectral shapes fighting their way through these currents. Most of them are kind of just kind of your basic little white blip of light. Some people who have a very clear kind of self image and self appreciation of their soul. It's a little bit more kind of potent. None of them quite as clear as Milton's self image as a vampire, I will say. And you are being pulled incredibly quickly through this stream past quite a lot of these people. And you believe this magic has expedited this process a fair bit. And as you are going in equal measure towards and away from the light. Again, we're in heaven again, folks. Shit's weird here. Let me hit that aquarium music. Perfect. Henry, tell us a little bit about what these folks see as they are kind of traveling with Milton's life.
Ooh,
What are some of the groundbreaking moments vis-a-vis Milton as a human being?
I guess his birth, him inheriting his shop and then converting it into a vampire thing.
And you see the many lives that Milton has affected throughout his life, or at least the ones of people that have died and are currently in this kind of limbo-style state between heaven and whatever else kind of exists in the world. And you see these, you see Milton's birth in very long, excruciating detail.
Oh yeah, Milton has a son. I forgot about that.
You see Milton teaching his son how to play catch. You see Milton's son driving his first car.
Yeah.
He's 13, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And you see a lot of really touching and beautiful. It really looks like that's wine, Grease. That's water.
It's the color correction
Of course.
of the camera
Of the wine.
of the water. I mean, we are in heaven, right? It's only right to turn water into wine.
And as you, that's good. You take 1 sinner's point. As you folks
Nice.
are streaming through, kind of taking
Nice.
the Disneyland. Oh, that is good. Taking the Disneyland Fast Pass to get to the Thunder Mountain that is the Eternal Afterlife. You feel hangers-on. You feel people trying to ride your coattails to success, as if you were a Twitch streamer with 3 untalented friends. You should find it to play on a role-playing game.
Of course.
But yeah, you feel these. Love you guys. I'm kidding. You feel these little motes of light kind of swirling around you guys, and you feel the grasping hands of opportunistic souls trying to weigh you down. And you're not sure if they're trying to keep you in place or they're just trying to like jostle their way up the ladder. What are you? Amber is just kicking wildly, and you see that there is a Vernon, where she is grabbing onto your leg. It is quite hot. And there is like a little thin sheen of air around her where she's kind of cooking this angelic water off of her. So she's having not a lot of issue dispelling these things from herself, but Cooper, you're starting to get a fair few of these souls kind of gorilla gripped onto you.
Can I attempt to shake them off or something? I don't know.
What does Vernon do like in reaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, probably because I've sort of got both my legs being held, and I'm holding the actual soul of Milton. I probably only have like one free hand, and probably like try to claw these.
Just kind of swiping away.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like brush them off with one hand.
All right, but both of you just roll act under pressure, because this is gonna I'm not gonna make you guys forever in limbo, but like we're just this is an obstacle that you're coming across.
That's a 6.
An 11.
So Cooper, you were able to Cooper, you kind of feel it's kind of like you guys are a boat that is leaking some like kind of oil into the water. Like Cooper, you've got a bit of like a sheen to you, and you're kind of like scrubbing bubbles, smearing away a lot of these souls off of you. Like you're having no issue. Vernon, you have done many wrongs on the mortal and earthly plane, and you are beginning to feel more and more and more and more not so familiar. Like it's not like you're like hearing voices of the damned, but you're maybe like tasting familiar tastes, smelling familiar bloody smells. And I will say most recently the person that you killed was what is his name? Oh my god, I need to look this up.
Was it Saul?
It was Saul. You see the a small kind of specter kind of halt you in your path, and it's so fucking pissed at you that it solidifies into a man that, again, Amber and Cooper have never met before. You see this tall, thin figure. He's like, "What the fucking hell, man? I didn't know you."
This is business. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's business. That fucking my sister can kill me herself if she fucking wants to. I disrespect. I don't like a fucking vampire coming into my town and killing me. And he throws a punch to your face. Like it doesn't do anything. He's a ghost. But he's pretty soundly trying to stop you in your path. What are you doing? And as he's slowing you down, these voices are starting to get a bit more corporeal, and more of these figures are kind of becoming real. And if Cooper wants to do anything as well, but this spirit seems very occupied in fucking with our buddy Vern.
I'm just gonna say, well, I killed you once. I can do it again if I want to. Now get out of here.
Okay. Roll act under pressure for like kind of like
manipulate someone.
Oh, manipulate someone. Thank you very, very much. That's literally what that roll is.
Ooh. Okay, that's a an 11.
He's like, "Oh, I would really not like it if you killed me while I was here. I really don't want to know what that would do to me, and I'd like to not go to hell. And I've killed many people in my life, and you know what? It's all's fair is fair. Tell my sister that I love her, and I lived a good life. Goodbye." And he just kind of like gives up, and he sinks, and is just carried away by this current. His light kind of like blips away, and his kind of wake carries a lot of these other small critters with him. Cooper, you were still feeling hungry. You got a really like strong hunger pang on the beach there, and it's still kind of like sitting with you, and it's still near you. You think this thing that smelled so good. And I'll kind of let you ponder on that. Amber, Vernon, and Cooper. She doesn't seem to be doing great. She's like, yeah. I thought that the whole stepping out of the hellish circles thing would stop me from being in such not good time. What? Well, that's fun. Give us a bear with us, folks.
Oh,
Interesting.
are we back?
We're back. Oh god, now I'm looking at Yoda's fucking cousin again. Ugh. Gross. Oh,
Yoda.
Yoder?
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yodler.
Yodler. He's a toddler, but made of yogurt. Amber is in duress, but she seems very determined. She's like, I know, I can feel that Trent is here. I'm pretty sure, so we're just gonna get to him, and then I think we're going to be okay. And I would really appreciate if someone seconded me on that one, because I am having a hard time really fully believing that one.
Well,
Thanks,
I mean,
thanks, guy. Oh yeah.
things have worked out so far, if in the bigger picture, pretty well on this trip, considering what could have happened. So I'm sure things will.
Yeah, we lost Milton, so we're kind of in the green right now. I'll concur with you on that one. You know what? Today is a good day. Thank you, Vernon. And you guys keep getting swept along, and things get darker and darker and darker, and there become fewer and fewer and fewer souls floating in the waters around you. And as you're going along, you see what lights that there are impossibly far away. It's almost like you are on a super clear night sky, seeing a pretty sparse sea of stars, but there are lights far off in the distance. And one of you roll me 2d6. Don't add anything to it. Doesn't matter who. Just one of you roll it.
That is 6.
6 total.
That was a 5 and a 1.
Okay. Well, a couple things happen all at once.
I love that line.
Yeah. Suddenly, the momentum of Milton stops, and this bat kind of you feel it kind of weakly fluttering in your hands, Vernon. And it doesn't appear to be pulling anymore. It just kind of is floating as it is.
There's no like pulling on it. I might like start to let go of it, or like just try to like loosen my grip on it just slightly.
As it does, its wings kind of like spread out into the water, and it just kind of floats there, seemingly at peace. Suddenly, the water around you becomes. It was kind of hard to gauge temperature in it. Like you're still like breathing, and you feel like you are underwater. It is suddenly incredibly cold, and you see some of these very distant lights suddenly start becoming much, much, much bigger, and 2 or 3 of them start hurtling towards you, and you see a couple of pretty massive eyes, maybe just a few massive pricks of light, and it is impossible to tell scale right now. Like, it could be that there is a sun moving towards you, but you can pretty keenly make out some eyes and what appears to be maybe one hand. They don't. They stop their approach, but they are in a very large perimeter around you. And Milton, you smell something incredible coming from Vernon's bag. Or coming from Vernon's belt, I guess.
Vernon's belt.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's where Vernon keeps his stuff, right?
Yes.
I guess so. Can
I have like one of those like little like camera belt pockets that you might.
What action could I take right now? Like what can I actually do? I'm being gripped, correct?
You're kind of free. It's your soul more than it's you. But I'm gonna say that you,
okay.
Henry, do still have control over Milton's soul. You have kind of found eternal rest, I will say. Like,
that's nice.
You've not been like reincarnated or like being made an angel, but you are past the turmoil and fight that is existence, and you have found your peace in the inky and infinite bosom of heaven.
All right. Can I go towards the belt?
Mm-hmm. You see this bat kind of very lazily and comfortably drifting towards your torso, Vernon. Your midriff, Vernon.
I'm gonna try to just slightly, just kind of like.
Just gonna bat it away. Oh.
Oh.
What's Koopsy doing?
trying to like stay in the flow of everything and not get lost in the sauce.
Roll me an act under pressure. How about? And
Yeah?
You guys see that Amber is like desperately looking around, and she seems to kind of she's clutching this little ring that she keeps on her pinky finger, and she's just kind of like scoping around. She's like, I'm not sure where he is. I'm kind of out of my depth here. This place is kind of designed to make me feel despair. Not sure what the move is. Roll that act under pressure. You know what? Take a -1 on this one because you are cursed.
It's still a 10. I'm chill.
I will say that you could easily grab it if you want to, but you don't feel the need to. But you know that there is something in his camera bag that you really, really, really want. But you have control over your kind of vibe right now.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? No. Fucking Cooper, if he feels like he wants to grab what's in that bag, he's gonna grab what's in that bag. He's going for the bag.
Vernon, you feel a muscular hand kind of just ripping at the zipper of your fanny pack, and he snatches out that small drawstring pouch that Q gave you at all those fucking like months ago in real lifetime. And Cooper, there's like some like are you like opening the drawstring bag?
Yeah.
There's some fucking like, you don't know if it's like a builder's bar in here, but there's some like real protein fucking rich dense kind of balls of something in there. It's like could be like a macaron. Could be like a nice protein bar. I'm guessing the bat is also kind of like drifting towards you now, Milton.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I hand the bag to Amber?
What's up, Haas?
You said you were feeling despair. Maybe this will help.
I really
A little
What
bit.
are you doing? You can give that back.
I don't really. Are you okay, Coops? I don't really want this. Actually, I'd like to see my boyfriend.
Yeah. I've lost my accent in heaven, apparently.
Haven't we all?
No one's soul is Australian.
And that's on Jaw. I guess we have to end the podcast there, everybody. And I'm not talking about this episode. I think that's
That's it for Surf and
I think
Turf.
that might
Thanks
be
for
it
coming,
us,
everyone.
yeah.
Check out the VOD.
New show coming never. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Vernon, Cooper has this drawstring pouch and just offered it to Amber, and she said no, and she seems to be kind of freaking out right now, feeling a little, because like again, you guys are, you're in heaven, but she maybe didn't plan much further than this. She kind of just assumed that, oh no. She's like, yeah, we were gonna be in like last time I was anywhere like this, it was like a fucking, I was in like a filing cabinet place and I had to fight a guy, but that's a lot more concrete than like wherever the fuck your stupid fucking mom sent us, Vernon. Sorry, rude, but I don't know, man.
Here, but under a little under a bit of pressure right now.
Bruh.
I was told by Q that this thing in the pouch would be helpful for Trent, potentially. So it might be good to hang on to that.
Potentially.
Very.
You would love that joke.
Well, it seems like we are in immediate danger, which is kind of nice. Didn't really know what to expect when we got here, so I'm sure if we can.
There's still massive eyes and a hand watching us, Vernon.
Yes, that does seem to be a bit of an issue, but it's only watching for now. So maybe if we can just try to meander our way over to Trent, it might work out. I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to go any deeper than this, so I guess maybe we start moving a little shallower and try to vibe it out. I don't know, man. Coops, what are you doing? You still got that drawstring bag?
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of grabbed it on a hunch, and Vernon said it was important. So, what's in it again?
You open the drawstring bag and you see, like what I said, it kind of looks like little macaroons, and they smell like intoxicatingly delicious.
I'm gonna try one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crunch.
You put it in your mouth, and it is this umami, like delicious, very savory flavor, and you in the distance you hear and you see a strangely dressed man. Sorry, give me a second. You see, oh my god. Oh, this is hell.
This is heaven.
This is heaven, actually. God damn it!
Fuck! you see, like a young guy. You see, two quirkily dressed dudes in very bright, colorful clothing.
And you do not see Milton.
And you see a very similar. Oh yeah, very good point. Gonna get Milton off of there. You see a very similar looking guy to the person who was described to you as Kevin Cooper, and Vernon. You see Kevin dressed as he normally is, and they appear over there. And suddenly, shooting out from Cooper's body in every possible direction are these tiny little tendrils of I don't know if it's like plant matter. I mean, I know, but you don't know if it's like plant matter or like they're like wispy little roots, and they just kind of explode out of Cooper in every direction. And Cooper, like you take, I'm gonna say maybe 2 points of harm from, let's call it 3 from this one.
I was a normal person, I'd be dead.
If you were anything other than what you are, you would be dead. And you just you feel immense. And Amber looks over and she sees Trent, and she says, "He's not wearing the fucking necklace I gave him." And that's continuity, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we ended the last session. And I would like to welcome everyone to Surf and Turf Trials and Tribulations. Turf thicker than water. Surf current events.
Is that going to be the title of the next episode?
I mean, I feel like we've reunited Surf and Turf now. Now it's just Surf and Turf Trials and Tribulations.
That's fair.
That makes a lot more sense.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. If you guys feel comfortable ending it off here, which I do, I think we're gonna call that. And next episode will be the finale of Surf and Turf Trials and Tribulations. We got the boys back together. Sadly, there's only 5 of us. Kevin will never meet Milton.
Oh no!
Wow, too bad.
Yeah.
What a shame.
What a shame. Yeah, wow. I mean, I'd like to thank people for watching this one. Thank you, Slimy. Thank you, A7XNav. I'd like to thank my 3 compatriots. Again, this was one that, if you didn't know a lot of stuff going into it, probably might have been a little bit confusing. I had a really good time. You can find Chris's art on Instagram.com/Christoflop. You can find Henry's music at youtube.com/channel/that one. You can find Reese's tweet at Reese's Twitter. Hopefully less than like a month before the next time that we do this. And I will say, I would like to thank everyone for bearing with us through, it's been a wild arc. A lot's been going on in like literally everyone's lives. So I think that we did quite literally as good as we possibly could have, all things considered. It's also been a experimental arc for me. Tried a couple new things out. And I think that it's worked fine. I've learned a lot from Trials and Tribulations, and next arc's going to be a doozy. But we have to do the next episode. I will say, no, we won't continue going. There was a way that we could have kept going tonight, but it's 9:42. The night's getting a little long in the tooth.
Bedtime.
It's bed's time. Because despite what all of you guys keep saying on the forums, we don't sleep in one big comfy bed in a little heap. We have all different.
I wish
beds,
we did.
but it's in the same room, and sometimes we get scared.
Sure, every night.
Sometimes every night. Sometimes we push our four
It's
beds
like
together.
if you guys have seen Beatles Help, we all go in through like the 4 front doors of 4 different houses, and then it opens into one big house interior, and all of our beds are built into the floor, and we have phones to call each other even though we're in the same room.
Exactly.
I was imagining more like Ghostbusters, but we pushed all the beds together.
You want to get specific as to what scene in Ghostbusters you think it's gonna be, Reese?
I wanna get blown by
I
a
want to get
ghost.
slimed, please.
I wanna get slobbered on by
I'd like-
some Slimer.
I'd like to get greened upon.
I'd like to get muked a bit.
Anybody got
Whoa.
anything you want to point people towards? Chris would like to point people
Reddit.
towards the Electronic Good Vibes 2019 album, Electronic Good Vibes Dark Tracks for Light Days, specifically track 6, Electronic Frequency. Reese would like to point people towards
Electronic rap music.
electronic rap music in one headphone and EDM in the other
Yeah.
headphone. And,
Eminem on the speakers in the background.
And I'd like to point people towards electronic rat music.
Thanks, Henry.
Henry would like to
You
point
really
people
always
towards the Spotify user Submarine Sounds off their album Submarine Sounds, which is a collaboration with White Noise Ambience and National Geographic Soundscapes from 2022. 12 songs, a lot of them are really good, but Ambience
Sure.
of Submarine is it's up
Is that the one that you listen to?
That is the one that I listen to. No, I've never listened to this one before. Let's listen to Submarine Full Speed Ahead sound.
Max would like to point you towards Mila Milo's Bag of Tricks on YouTube.
I would like
Are we
that.
gonna be able to hear this, or
Nope.
is this just a okay?
This is my YouTube channel. Wahoo! Every Surf and Turf stream except this one is up there, and I'm going to try to be a lot better at keeping it ahead. And I will say, it's been done. You can watch through all of the Surf and Turf VODs.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
Finally.
yeah.
Why would you? I don't know.
If you
50.
If you're cool.
you can- if you wanna
1,000
watch all
hours of
54 hours, 56 now. Apparently, it's bingeable and enjoyable and good to listen to while you're at work. We have Rave Review
From local
Yeah.
slug.
from local Nudibranch. Solo
Slug
Sod Live
Elon.
Gaming. We got all sorts of folks that make content here. 2 of us stream, but one of us isn't streaming right now. Not like in Measly Media, I mean. By Cycron, by all Mothware video games that are currently out. Stream Cycron soundtrack. Follow Chris Home. And invest in Reese.
Buy a pumpkin.
What's that?
Buy a pumpkin.
I thought you said I have pumpkin.
No.
Buy a pumpkin.
Why a pumpkin?
It's a good investment.
Not really.
It is. You get one. There's seeds in that bitch. You plant them. You get more. What kind of investment is that?
No, because you have to cook the seeds because they're tasty.
Basic multiplication.
You have to cook the seeds because they're tasty.
You don't have to cook all of them.
So I don't
That's
like
just
you.
bad math.
This is why I don't like you.
This is why I'm not on the stream anymore.
Yeah, by the way, we had Reese muted and
Yeah.
his,
I've been deafened this whole
screen
time.
was off. It's really pissing me off that there's like hands in front of like the back hands. Like this whole time it's been making me really
Yeah, I know. That's what I kept saying. Is
Yeah.
put them fucking behind it.
Yeah, like,
and
it's
Reese would not.
Yeah, this whole time it's been really pissing me off, but I didn't want to like
Put
break
the hands.
profession-
put
I didn't
the
want to break the
arms behind the
professionalism of
hands,
this
Reese.
stream.
Put them behind.
Put them behind the hands.
Why?
So
Because
it
it
looks
would
like the
look so
hands on
much
the
better.
arm.
This
What?
looks stupid. Put
So it
them
looks-
behind the hands. Put the arms behind the hands.
So it
Just
looks like
do
the
it.
hand is on the arm.
Just
It
do
looks like
it.
you have a fist in front of your hand.
Please. For the love of God.
And don't talk. Figure out what you do.
The mouth doesn't move.
It looks bad when the hands are behind the arms.
There we go.
Oh wow. Oh,
See, that's
that's
so
the
much
effect
better.
that we wanted.
That's
And
bad.
then take the other fucking arms out from behind it.
Why? I like my arms.
No, the ones with the white background.
Oh,
Just hide
why?
those. Hide them. Do it.
Fine. Whoops.
You're really fucking breaking your wrists.
See, look at that. that looks great. That's what it should have always been.
Oh, I never hit go live. No.
Nice.
Good night, everybody.